Hi guys, I am Kritika Nath, an artist instructor, mother, brand owner of Vibrant Passes from Kolkata, India. Let us discuss our colors. It's ultramarine, burnt sienna, red, Payne's grey, white gouache. I will go ahead with a limited palette for this painting. You can already see I have added the ultramarine in most of the parts of the painting from the initial part, and this is going to be a predominantly a painting where it is all about adding lots of limited palette exercises, which means more of your burnt sienna and your ultramarine will make the darker values, and your water and the sky would be more in ultramarine. Though I did tape down this particular painting, but I feel that if you go with a bigger size paper, you may not even go ahead and tape down your paintings. In my recent experiments, which you can see in many of my shots, you can see that I'm not even using any kind of masking tape anymore in my sketchbooks. That's a great way to use your sketchbooks. You just open it and start painting on top of it. I love that part so much always in most of my paintings, and I have not been in a position to exercise it thoroughly. But in this painting, I really want to go ahead and apply one single shade throughout most of the parts of the painting and then work on the other brown and the ultramarine darker values to create the different effects, shades. And using limited palette also gives us a lot of opportunity to just focus on our painting and work on that. The whole of the painting is at 2x speed, so you might go ahead and adjust the speed wherever it is necessary. This is stepwise process of painting this particular sea and your boat with watercolors. I have also done another boat painting a while back, which I have linked below, and you can go ahead and check out that boat too. This is a bit different than that one. It had a lot of colors in it, whereas this particular painting has lot less colors in it as we continue to work through it. You will see that how we are going to use our darker values of ultramarine to create some of the spaces where it's more to do with our waves, etc. I have two people who are sitting on the boat, and I have even added that I am going to use my angular brush right now, though I think any flat brush can do. It was really not needed. I actually added a lot more colors than I really want to add into the sky, so I'm going ahead with my flat brush and adding more of water onto my sky area. You can see how beautifully I am adding this darker value of the color into the bottom part of our water area. Painting water has always been really tough, and this particular painting is focused on how to actually make it way more simplified than what you would have come across earlier. We are just going to apply some of the spaces in lighter value and some of the spaces in darker value. That's all you need to keep in mind while you work through this entire painting, and rest automatically will fall in line. I have cleared out some space just below the boat. That is where I'm going to add the reflection of the boat into the water. Reflection is just a mirror image of the boat into the water area, and that's how we go about painting our boat. I am adding a very light value of blue with the help of my flat brush into this boat area. I'm not going to cover the entire part, it's only few parts which I'm going to cover with it. And then we have two small windows too, which we are going to add with the lightest value of blue color. The person who is sitting on the right is also a bit in the blue shade that I want to add in. We are going to do everything, it's just that I will go stepwise in the process. Time for the boat area, we are going ahead with ultramarine and some amount of our brown sienna. Now, why I say ultramarine, this is majorly the mix of your blue and ultramarine, which I'm applying as a darkest value shade you will see on the right side. I love to always mix my color on the paper rather than on the palette. Now, when you mix your color on the paper, it will give you various shades coming up onto the small boat area itself rather than you depending on one single shade, and that particular shade will really not tell you the wear and tear of this particular boat. I'm going ahead with my size 4 or size 6 brush, whatever is available with you. This is my silver black velvet brush. I use it very often for many of my watercolor water paintings. Yes, it helps me to create waves in great detail, and really it's something that I have always enjoyed working with. There are other brushes too which I have used over the course of time, but silver black velvet remains as one of my favorites in the whole series. Having said that, the other brushes I would like to name is the Vinci. The Vinci is great to work with. I have worked with many of the Da Vinci brushes and they are seriously super amazing. I will go ahead and now start adding the thinnest parts to the top area of this board and then work on the middle part just around the white area which we have left out. Though I would love to create more of these water inspired paintings, maybe smaller ones too in future, but today it's all about working through this board, reflection, etc. Last time when we were working on reflection, it was way more simple reflection. Over here, when we are working on it, would be a bit more complex because there are waves, and depending on the structure of waves, the structure of each of these waves, your reflections do change. Water moves very fast. That's one of the reasons you may not be in a position to actually capture everything in any photos as such. You can always click videos and then individually just stop and see which particular frame you like. You can save that frame and then paint from it. I always love to work around with my reflections. Believe me, that's one of the best ways to express the complexity of the water which we usually face. For me, I don't do a lot of, or I don't include a lot of difficulty at this stage. I just mix the same colors that we have used for the board and I work with the help of the darker values towards the bottom area that touches the water. That is more darker for me even when I am working through my reflection. And then while I go towards the absolute bottom part of the water which is just going below, you will see that my colors have become a bit more lighter. And now over here I continue to add the colors in a very simple and easy way. Everything that you do should show the kind of simplicity that you hold. The simpler you can actually create your paintings, the easier it would be as a final outcome for you to define. This whole painting was not very easy initially. It did take a lot of effort for me, and when I was doing it I was just thinking that how we can nail it without moving much in terms of not adding lot of colors or not adding lots of reflection or not creating too much of complexity. And that's one of the easiest ways which I feel that you can always paint your boats. though a single color is way more easier, which you can see in one of my audio videos. But this one is not bad at all. You can work through the darker lighter values wherever necessary, add some of the darkest indigo color or Payne's gray color, and you can see that how I am adding it onto the board area. One of the persons on the right side, I love to add it in the blue shade, and then I would add some more of the tonal values as we progress. I usually use a very thin brush to create some lines. Now, these lines are basically going to define the darker areas of the board and some lighter areas of the board. Though I think you can also just leave it as such if you don't want to complicate it much. But for me, I wanted to actually add this to have a better idea about the depth and the light and shadow which we usually observe when there is water painting like this. Going ahead with some of our blues to create the darkest of the value. This can be your indanthrene blue or ultramarine, anything is good to go to create all of these lines. I am not going to go ahead and apply it everywhere. As you can see, some of the areas I would add and some of the areas I would leave it as such. Now, I think this is the most beautiful part of a painting where you start adding the ropes as well as the reflection of the ropes into the water. I like to add a lot more ropes than what usually you might see. It's okay, it's just a visual thing that you want to go ahead and work on. So it's great to add a bit more. It's absolutely fine. No one is going ahead and checking how many ropes you have added or how many ropes you haven't added. So all of it is good. When you are working through watercolors, you have a lot of option to play rather than only sticking or going by the rule that you usually see in a painting. Great. I guess I'm good with how this painting is turning out, and I'm really confident at this stage, though there is lots of work still remaining. But as I progress, I think that this painting is going to work out exactly the way I would have liked it to. If you're looking for water and classes about painting water, I have a recent class which I have released, Voyage into the Sea. It's a 14-day watercolor exercise that you can usually go ahead and start practicing. It's beginner to advanced level artist. So everyone in any stage of your, I would say, watercolor journey, you can find this class really helpful. So go ahead and check it out on Skillshare. It is a great starting point for anyone who is struggling to paint water till now. One most important aspect of painting water or with watercolors is the paper that you are using. For me, I have always used 100% cotton, 185 GSM, 195 GSM, or a 300 GSM paper. These are usually the papers that I've used over these years, and it has worked great for me. have defined a bit of the background, or what you can say is it is majorly my horizon line. Important to always define the horizon line, and I have also done the same, adding a bit of white gouache in few of the places wherever I think it is necessary, and rest of the places we can leave it as such. Not all the places we are going to add, as well as not all the places we are going to leave it as is. Some of the ropes and some of the places we will just add like that. I mean, nothing that I've thought of. It's just a bit of highlight that I want to work around with for this painting. Time to add a bit of a bold color into this painting, and it can be only added with the help of this lady who is sitting in the boat. We will add some dots here and there. This is the permanent red, and that's a beautiful red which I have been using. Important to add some skin tone into the face area, and then you can add any color for the cap. I would leave that decision up to you. The hair needs to be brown or black, whatever you want to go ahead with, and then have a look and closely see what more details you want to add at this point. It's not about going fast in the process. As I always say, at this moment it's all about just going with the flow, not to go fast, not to go slow, but just going with the flow and enjoying what you build. Okay, great. I guess I will go ahead with some white for the cap area and then have a look at it. You can fine tune the reflections a bit more with the help of the blue and just add some lines or some dots, and some more of these lighter value of these ropes, etc., into the water area. These things do change a lot, as I always say, in terms of the reflection, what you see in water, and hence you can see a lot of things. So there is a reflection, and there is usually a shadow, which I usually observe in every painting. So having a closer look at it, it's very important. Having an understanding of it is great, but frankly you cannot have a complete understanding of water and how it moves, etc. There are various ways in which I have seen water moving. There are ways where I've seen water stagnant. I would say some absolutely calm water, a bit of movement water, hundreds and thousand types of water that you can never imagine. Okay, remove the tape at an angle, and then just go ahead with some of the darker values on the shirt of the lady as well as of the guy who is sitting over there. We will finish that off and have a final look at this painting. I know you guys are already super proud of it. If you are someone who wants more detailed lesson, I have already told you, you can join me my Skillshare class, or else go ahead with my full classes on Vibrant Parcels, www.vibrantparcels.com. These are the places where you will get stepwise real-time videos of each of these watercolors. Super excited to complete this one and meet you again next week. But before that, do subscribe to my channel, ring the bell button, drop me a comment, and if you want anything new that I would like to cover on this channel, do drop me a comment. I would be more than happy to do it for you. See you again next week with a new video, and till then, happy painting!